Hey everyone, it's Sharon coming at you from Beach Therapy Counseling Services. So today's topic is going to be dealing with passive aggressive people, whether that person is someone you know or yourself. Because truth be told, a lot of people have passive aggressive tendencies, so you might have some of these tendencies that maybe you want to look at for yourself. So the first thing to know about passive-aggressive people or behaviors is really it's a communication issue. So what I mean by that is passive-aggressive behaviors comes out because we are lacking in our communication skills. We are coming about things in a backwards, roundabouts, not direct way, and that's what we call passive-aggressive instead of dealing with things directly. So I'm actually going to entitle this video, Say What You Mean and Mean What You Say. So we all know someone or us ourselves have felt attacked or felt kind of like somebody made a snide comment to us or we've made a snide comment, just whatever the fact may be, where we're like, gosh, that was out of the blue. Where the heck was that? I mean, I didn't even know this person was mad, or I didn't even know this person was feeling that way, or just whatever the case might be. And then in our heads, we're thinking, well, that makes them the jerk, right? Whereas if that person had the correct communication skills built, or confidence even, just to say what they meant and meant what they say, that perhaps that whole situation could have been avoided. So I'm not giving us permission to go out and be jerks to everyone that makes us mad, or to say flippant things to people just on the spot because we feel like, well, that's me saying what I mean and meaning what I say. That's not what I'm giving you permission to do at all, actually. So I do realize, because I can even be flippant sometimes when I'm just feeling on the spot, but I also know that I am one of the most direct people that I know. But that was not always the case. And what I've worked on throughout the years is being direct, but in a kind way. I want to be the best version of myself that I could possibly be all the time. Is that possible? No. But I work and strive towards that because I want to be able to communicate with people and get my feelings across. But I also want to do it in a way that they can hear it and maybe grow from it and not be hurt by my words ever. So it's not a tit for a tat kind of a thing. I'm not saying something to somebody because they hurt my feelings and then I'm trying to have retribution in any way, shape, or form. So having effective communication means if I'm feeling you have done something or you have done something or you have affected me in some way, I'm gonna let you know that. But if you feel like, you don't have those skills built yet, so if that happens or if things happen, and I'm asking you to address it, and you feel like, well, if I address it, I'm going to be mean or I'm going to say something because that's how I'm feeling, well, then that's also something you can work on, is how can I start communicating with people my feelings without allowing it to get the better of me? Because really, in the end, by holding it in and being passive-aggressive, you're affecting yourself because you're causing all this internal strife, because when we don't get it out, we cause ourselves anxieties and depressions and all of these things. So if things are happening and we just kind of suck it in, because some people just say, I pick my battles kind of a thing. And I do understand that, especially with children. But I'm talking about adult relationships, especially here. You don't want to leave it in, because leaving it in, it sits in there. It's not going anywhere. So it's really just causing you anguish and then causing you to be passive aggressive towards that person instead of just direct with your communication. So when I say this, I mean work on yourself, work on your communication. If you feel like you don't have the skills yet, work on it with people that you love and trust and know that you can kind of mess up with and they're going to forgive you and kind of move on. So whether that be your husband, your wife, your best friend, I mean, even your dog. My dog recently got sprayed by a skunk. I mean, that made me mad. So maybe your effective communication practice is, hey, Romeo, that really ticks me off that you keep chasing after these skunks and I have to de-skunk my house every 3 days. You know what I'm saying? So when we're communicating with people that are making us mad, make sure that we're doing it in a way that's honest, that has poise and respect for ourselves and them, in a way that's not insulting, like a tit for a tat. And if you don't feel like you can do that, like I said, find a safe person, find a safe place, and work on it. Work on that effective communication, because being passive aggressive only makes you look foolish. Because nobody is understanding and being able to directly correlate what you said or what you did in conjunction to anything. So really it just feels like it comes out of nowhere and then you look like a joker. Whereas if you're effectively communicating something as it happens, that person will know exactly what they did and exactly how it affected you. Now that does not mean, it's a beautiful thing just to feel enabled to be able to express yourself in that way, but you don't get to control how that person's going to react to it. So that's another thing, you kind of have to equip yourself with thicker skin to know, I'm letting them know my truth, but they might not receive it in the best of ways. So you need to be prepared for that too, because we can never predict somebody else's reaction. But as long as it's coming from a good place in you and not a place to cause harm or to get back at them or anything like that, then you have done nothing wrong and you have spoken your truth, and that's all you can do at that point. But you're going to feel a lot better inside having done that than leaving it in there to kind of stir up more stress and anxiety for yourself. So like I said, the best option always is going to be speak your truth, mean what you say and say what you mean. Because when we stop doing that, we're causing ourselves so much anguish and so much just anxiety, depressions, just all this stuff that goes on in here. And that's when we end up saying something flippantly and passing, or, talking behind someone's back, or just doing things that really don't build your character at all, but do the opposite. It diminishes who you really are. And we want to build who you are. So if you ever have questions about, these types of things, you guys always know where to reach me, mybeachtherapy.net. But in the end, the person who has to do the true work to fix some of these things is going to be you. And practice makes perfect. So practice with the people that you love. Just practice being direct, but in a way that, like I said, really leaves you feeling still good about yourself. Because if you're doing it in a way just to get back at them because they hurt your feelings or said something or did something that was unkind or unwise or just whatever, you're not going to feel good coming out of that conversation, even if it is your truth. So it's all about delivery as well. And not all of us have the best delivery, and that's okay. Nobody's meant to be perfect, but if we practice it, we will get better at it and we will become more effective communicators. And in the end, that's what we want. We want to deliver a message so that way it doesn't sit on your shoulders any longer and we don't take abuse or feel like we're taking abuse from other people because we've let them know, what you did, said, or whatever it might be was not okay and it affected me negatively, and this is why. And it also gives them the opportunity to maybe open you up to different things, like saying, hey, I'm glad you mentioned that because the reason I did this was A, B, C, and D. And maybe you wouldn't have even realized that, oh my gosh, I didn't know that I had done that, or I didn't know that that affected you. I had no idea. So it might just open this huge Pandora's box to all of this extra healing that maybe they've even been holding on to. So it gives everybody an opportunity to kind of voice themselves, but you also have to accept that maybe they're not in a place to respond in the most positive way. And that's going to just have to be something that you deal with also. It's okay that you don't agree with me. I just wanted you to know how I felt. Anyways, I could go on and on about this subject. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you again during the next video.